Gallagher Service Center LLP. Interview Preparation. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the most practical preparation guide for Gallagher Service Center LLP campus and off-campus interviews. Brief intro. Gallagher is a global leader in insurance brokerage, risk management services, and shared service operations. The Gallagher Service Center in India supports underwriting, claims, policy administration, finance operations, data processing, and global reporting. Accuracy, process discipline, and communication are the core expectations for these roles. These questions are drawn from research and our attorney database. Use them for structured preparation and explore more topics across our channel playlist. Timestamps are available in the description. Let's begin. Tell me about yourself and why you want to join Gallagher Service Center LLP. Sample answer. I would introduce myself with my academic background and the skills I have built, especially around accuracy, data handling, and disciplined work. Then I connect my strengths to Gallagher's work style, mentioning that I enjoy structured processes, global workflows, and tasks that require consistency. Finally, I explain that Gallagher offers exposure to the insurance industry, international teams, and stable learning opportunities, making it a strong, long-term fit for me. While answering, always include your background, strengths, and clear alignment with Gallagher's work culture. Gallagher is a global insurance brokerage and risk management firm. It works across underwriting support, employee benefits, claims handling, analytics, and advisory services. The India Service Center provides back-office and middle-office support to US, UK, and Australian teams. This includes policy setup, renewal processing, claims documentation, reconciliations, and data validation. While answering, always include global presence, insurance focus, and shared service support. Why are you interested in working in a shared services or back-office support environment? Sample answer. I like roles that require accuracy, routine discipline, and process consistency. Shared services offer exposure to global systems and the opportunity to support international teams. I also enjoy work that requires attention to detail and steady performance rather than unpredictable variability. While answering, always include your comfort with structured, process-driven tasks. Are you comfortable working in rotational shifts to support global teams? Sample answer. Yes, I understand that Gallagher supports multiple time zones, so shift work ensures smooth collaboration. I manage routines well, so shift adjustments do not affect my performance. I also see shift-based roles as opportunities to learn and interact directly with onshore teams. While answering, always include readiness, adaptability, and understanding of global coordination. How do you ensure accuracy while performing repetitive or high-volume tasks? Sample answer. I follow SOPs closely and break tasks into small steps, so I maintain focus throughout. I use checklists and short review points to avoid mistakes. For high-volume periods, I maintain a steady pace instead of rushing, and I re-verify entries before final submission. While answering, always include SOP adherence, checklists, and controlled pace. Describe a situation where you worked under tight deadlines and maintained quality. Sample answer. I choose an example from academics or internship where multiple submissions overlapped. I explain how I prioritized tasks, created a small schedule, and reviewed work before submitting. Even under pressure, I made sure accuracy was not compromised. This shows I can stay calm and organized during peak workload. While answering, always include timeline pressure, planning, and quality protection. What steps would you take if you found an error while processing data? Sample answer. I would stop and correct the error immediately. identify how it occurred, and review similar entries for consistency. After correcting it, I would inform my supervisor or team lead so the issue is documented. This ensures transparency and prevents future errors. While answering, always include correction, root cause review, and escalation. Honorable statement. How do you prioritize tasks when multiple deadlines overlap? Sample answer. I start by understanding which tasks affect downstream teams or client deliverables. I then match deadlines with impact and discuss priorities with my manager if anything conflicts. I track tasks using simple lists so nothing gets missed. While answering, always include urgency assessment, manager alignment, and tracking. How comfortable are you with Excel and other data processing tools? Sample answer. I am comfortable using Excel for sorting, filtering, formulas like sum, if, and VLOOKUP, pivot basics, and formatting. I adapt quickly to new tools because shared service environments require learning multiple systems. I enjoy improving speed and accuracy using Excel shortcuts. While answering, always include specific Excel skills and willingness to learn new tools. What would you do if you received unclear instructions from your reporting manager? Sample answer. I would clarify immediately by summarizing what I understood and asking if my understanding is correct. This avoids errors and rework. Clear communication upfront helps deliver accurate output. While answering, always include clarification, summarization, and no assumptions. How do you maintain confidentiality when working with client or sensitive data? Sample answer. I follow data security guidelines such as restricted access, password protections, no external sharing, and avoiding discussions in open areas. I also make sure my workstation is secure and documents are handled properly. Confidentiality is a core requirement in insurance operations. While answering, always include policy adherence, secure handling, and disciplined behavior. Describe your experience, if any, with finance, accounting, or insurance processes. Sample answer. I mentioned coursework, internships, or projects where I handled reconciliations, documentation, data entry, or analysis. Even if experience is limited, I highlight my ability to learn processes quickly. I connect these skills to Gallagher's policy processing or claims support moles. While answering, always include relevance and transferability of your skills. How would you reconcile differences between two reports or ledgers? Sample answer. I begin by matching totals, then drill down into mismatched line items. I trace errors back to source entries and check if they came from timing differences, incorrect inputs, or missing data. I document adjustments clearly and share findings with the team. While answering, always include comparison, tracing, and documentation. What is your approach to handling large volumes of data accurately? Sample answer. I work in batches, so I don't lose focus. I follow the process guide for each step and avoid multitasking. After completing a batch, I revalidate before moving ahead. This ensures accuracy, even when volume is high. While answering, always include batching, SOP usage, and rechecks. How do you stay motivated during routine or repetitive back-end tasks? Sample answer. I set small targets for speed and accuracy and track my daily progress. I focus on the impact of my work because even repetitive tasks feed into global operations. I keep learning shortcuts or techniques that make work more efficient. While answering, always include personal targets, quality, and continuous improvement. Are you comfortable coordinating with international teams across time zones? Sample answer. Yes. I prepare updates clearly, respond on time, and align my working hours when needed. I understand that global coordination requires punctuality and clarity to ensure smooth handovers between countries. While answering, always include clarity, punctuality, and adaptability. How do you handle miscommunication or conflict within a team? Sample answer. I clarify facts first instead of reacting. I discuss calmly with the other person and focus on what needs to be fixed. If the issue affects the workflow, I bring in the manager for alignment. My goal is always smooth teamwork. While answering, always include clarity, calm attitude, and solution focus. What do you understand about the insurance industry or underwriting support? Sample answer. Insurance protects clients from financial risks. Underwriting support includes gathering information, preparing submissions, checking documents, maintaining policy records, and updating systems. Gallagher Service Center helps global underwriters by doing back-end checks and documentation with high accuracy. While answering, always include what insurance is and what underwriting support means. How would you handle high workload days, especially during peak seasons? Sample answer. I plan early, adjust my pace, and stick strictly to the process guide. I communicate proactively with the team about task status. I keep myself calm and avoid rushing, ensuring quality even when volume is high. While answering, always include planning, communication, and quality discipline. How do you ensure you follow standard operating procedures consistently? Sample answer. I keep SOPs open while working. Whenever updates are released, I read the changes before starting the task. I also check my output against SOP guidelines so the process stays consistent every day. While answering, always include SOP familiarity, updates, and daily consistency. Here is part 2, question number 21 to 40, rewritten with slightly more detailed answers, still crisp. GTS friendly and teacher style. 2. Describe a time when you improved a process or identified an error at work or college. Sample answer. I describe a situation where I noticed a repeated error pattern. For example, mismatched data in a project or incorrect formula usage in a spreadsheet. I explain how I traced the root cause, suggested a correction, and documented a small improved method. After adopting the new step, accuracy improved and rework reduced. This shows my proactive thinking and problem-solving approach. While answering, always include a real example, action taken, and measurable improvement. End. How would you handle a situation where system issues delay your deliverables? Sample answer. I would immediately report the issue to IT support and inform my team lead. I would document the tasks pending due to the system problem and look for alternate activities I can complete in the meantime. I would also update the onshore team if timelines need adjustment. Transparency is key during system downtime. While answering, always include escalation, documentation, and timely communication. How comfortable are you with learning new systems or tools used in global service centers? Sample answer. I adapt quickly to new tools because I approach learning systematically. First understanding the workflow, then practicing with sample tasks, and finally mastering shortcuts. Since shared services use multiple internal platforms, I genuinely enjoy learning new systems to improve speed and accuracy. While answering, always include quick learning ability and positive attitude toward new tools. What steps would you take if you noticed incorrect or incomplete data in a claim or policy file? Sample answer. I would verify the source documents, cross-check the missing details, and identify exactly where the gap occurred. I would then flag it to the respective team, underwriting, claims, or data entry, and request clarification. I would not process or approve the file until all required fields are correct and complete. While answering, always include validation, escalation, and do not process until fixed. How do you approach communicating with onshore teams or global stakeholders? Sample answer. I communicate clearly and concisely, avoiding long explanations. I provide structured updates, what is done, what is pending, and what support is required. If there is a problem, I explain the issue with evidence and propose the next steps. Time zone differences mean messaging must be accurate and complete. While answering, always include clarity, structure, and respect for time zones. What skills do you believe are essential to succeed in a shared service role? Sample answer. Attention to detail, process consistency, documentation discipline, strong communication, and the ability to work under pressure. Also, a shared service environment needs adaptability because tasks may vary depending on global team needs. While answering, always include accuracy, discipline, and adaptability. Are you open to moving between functions such as claims, underwriting support, or financial processing? Sample answer. Yes, I am flexible and open to rotation because it helps me learn more about the insurance ecosystem. Working across multiple functions improves domain knowledge and makes me more valuable to the team. While answering, always include openness and willingness to learn. How do you ensure accuracy when preparing reconciliations or reports? Sample answer. I first gather all source data, then match totals and identify mismatched items. I ensure all numbers tie back to their original documents, and I recheck formulas or filters. Before submitting, I do a final review to make sure no line item is missed. While answering, always include reconciliation steps, review, and tieback. How would you handle customer or client escalations routed to your team? Sample answer. I stay calm, understand the issue fully, review the case file, and check what may have gone wrong. I provide a factual, prompt response and assure corrective actions. If required, I escalate to my manager with proper documentation. My goal is timely resolution and preventing repeated errors. While answering, always include calmness, fact-checking, and structured action. What is your understanding of workflow tools or ticket-based systems? Sample answer. Workflow tools assign tasks, track status, measure turnaround time, and ensure accountability. Each ticket carries a specific case, document, or request. I update the system regularly, close tasks only after verification, and use comments for transparency. While answering, always include tracking, updates, and SLA awareness. How do you manage work-life balance in a shift-based job? Sample answer. I maintain a consistent routine, even when shifts change. I focus on proper sleep, time management, and planning my personal schedule in advance. By maintaining discipline, I can perform well at work while still taking care of my well-being. While answering, always include routine, discipline, and awareness of shift impact. What steps do you take to keep yourself organized when handling multiple tasks? Sample answer. I prepare a task list, group activities by priority, and block dedicated time slots. I use reminders or checklists to ensure no task is missed. This helps me handle workloads smoothly without feeling overwhelmed. While answering, always include lists, prioritization, and time blocks. How would you provide feedback if you identify inefficiencies in the current process? Sample answer. I gather specific examples, analyze the root cause, and suggest improvements politely to my supervisor. I focus on the process, not people, and explain how a small change can reduce errors or improve speed. Constructive suggestions help the team grow. While answering, always include evidence, solution mindset, and respectful communication. Do you have experience working with dashboards or KPIs like accuracy or turnaround time? Sample answer. If yes, I mention my experience with dashboards that track accuracy, TAT, productivity, or SLA compliance. If not, I say I understand how KPIs guide daily performance, and I can quickly learn to monitor and update dashboards regularly. While answering, always include KPI awareness and willingness to learn. How do you react when feedback is given on errors or performance gaps? Sample answer. I treat feedback as guidance, not criticism. I listen carefully, understand where the mistake happened, and apply the correction in future tasks. I also maintain notes of feedback to avoid repeating errors. While answering, always include openness, improvement, and accountability. What approach would you take when working with confidential insurance or financial information? Sample answer. I handle data strictly according to policy. No downloading, sharing, or discussing outside authorized channels. I lock my system when away, avoid using personal devices, and follow all access control rules. Confidentiality is non-negotiable in global service operations. While answering, always include data security and strict compliance. How do you ensure compliance with company policies and security guidelines? Sample answer. I stay updated with policy documents, attend mandatory training, and follow all rules such as system restrictions, email guidelines, and clean desk practices. Whenever in doubt, I clarify with the supervisor before taking action. While answering, always include training, checks, and clarity. End. Why do you think Gallagher should choose you for this role? Sample answer. I highlight my accuracy, discipline, teamwork, learning attitude, and comfort working with global processes. I explain how my strengths align with Gallagher's expectations for quality, timeliness, and reliability. I position myself as someone who can grow with the company. While answering, always include strengths plus alignment with the company's needs. What are your expectations regarding career growth in a service center environment? Sample answer. I expect steady learning, beginning with core processes, then moving to specialized functions or quality roles. Over time, I aim to handle complex tasks or coaching responsibilities. I value long-term stability and structured career paths. While answering, always include learning, clarity, and long-term mindset. Do you have any questions for us about the role or company? Sample answer. I ask about the training process, expectations for the first 3 months, opportunities for cross-functional exposure, or performance metrics used to evaluate success. Asking thoughtful questions shows genuine interest, while answering always include curiosity and engagement. Thank you for watching, and if you liked our video, kindly press the like button and leave us a comment. This will help us reach a wider audience. Don't forget to check the playlist for more great learning.